You guys remember back in January when AMC was set to position close only, as well as GameStop? Well, as long as money's not flowing the way it's planned to flow, and if it's held down in one thing, this is exactly what's going to happen. The economy and the Federal Reserve has a problem with that. You see, big money thinks that they are the only important money. However, what happens is, money's printed, we get stim checks, and then they say, well, you guys pump it into stocks, the stock market goes up, everything's good, it's all dandy. Somewhere along the lines, most of the big money actually captures your money, whether it's hedge funds or whether it's the government in general, because they always get this money back, except it's supposed to be a never-ending cycle. And when you were robbed in January, it was almost an attempt to force you out of this play. Money had to be flowing. You see, when this cycle is going about and about and about, it keeps the 1% at the 1%, 99% at the 9% until there's a blockade, and what that blockade is us holding AMC and GameStop, in my opinion, just for a simple analogy. Well, get ready to see that the Fed is trying their hardest to get this money back and flowing and get it out of you guys. Today's video is going to be simple. I want to touch on a few things and then go over my price prediction for Monday, because I haven't done one of these in quite a bit, so hopefully it's a short video. All I ask in return is a like, a comment, a subscribe. Let's get into the video. Alright, so wealthy Californians are facing the prospect of billions in new taxes, voting in November whether to levy an additional 1.75 tax on income above $2 million. Drop a comment down below, do you live in California and will this affect you? Just in, Japan intervenes in currency market to support yen. And Bank of America commercial bank deposits in the US have fallen to a record low of $360 billion since the peak in April of 2022. Credit Suisse chair Axel Lehman is considering bringing in outside money to insulate his investment bankers from the parent group's turmoil. Banks are not looking good, banks are having trouble, and you can see the liquidity crisis spreading around. As soon as it gets too bad, these banks are going to wipe their hands and go, you know what? All these loans we put out, we got to save our own ass. Federal Reserve is going to be like, yo, banks is a problem. Banks can be like, yo, hedge funds, yo, Citadel, this is a problem. And I think you guys can see where the domino falls. U.S. September budget deficit, $430 billion versus September 2021, $65 billion deficit. And Yellen says that I don't believe inflation is becoming ingrained in the US economy. What this can show is that for the month to come, the Federal Reserve may or may not get even more hawkish. Right now, it's a 0.75 basis point hike for the overall expectation. Anything higher, I think, will crash the market even further. Just in, the federal court approves FTX $1.4 billion agreement to purchase bankrupt lender Voyager's digital assets. FTX is the same crypto platform that GameStop partnered with. And Voyager is the same platform I actually had money in. Fuck. Canada is freezing the market on handguns, and let's get into the chart. Alright guys, so we have been tracking these cycles, and each time one of them starts, I will give you the percentage breakdowns and kind of what it looks like, because that is exactly where we are at right now in the chart. The first run we had was an 84% run, and I'm not counting the second pop. We'll talk about that in a second, but then the percentages were 63%, 50%. After those three, we had a decline of 26%, and then it switched back to increasing by 70%, 50%. Now I'm being conservative and putting it at 40%, as that is the next level of resistance I think we will see on the stock. However, I don't think it's going to peak at 40% gain, and let me elaborate. See, down here, back in the first run, you saw an initial pop and then a breakthrough to the upside. However, this broke algorithms and market makers' plans to keep the stock price down. The same thing happened right here. Now you can see on the chart down at the bottom, these are the two times where volume was over the top increased. Again, you need this type of volatility to break the algos, in my opinion. However, again, you saw the initial pop and then a double run. And again here, initial pop, and then that little bit of a second peak, touching ultimately that trend line. Now, even on the downside, you had a move down, crawled back up before a move even lower. Same thing right here, a little cool off and a break to the upside. Late March of 2022, I do think we had a chance to break the algos, but as you guys can see on the bottom, the volume didn't pick up the way we wanted it to. You saw the same thing right here, initial pop, cool down, and then a break to the upside. Ultimately, each break to the upside lately, ever since 2021, has been tapping against the trend lines and not getting that breakthrough, which I believe obviously obviously some sort of corruption, manipulation, suppression, crime is happening as soon as we touch that trend line. Ultimately, come Monday, this is exactly something I'm looking for. It doesn't have to be exact, right? A few cents give or take off, but I assume AMC will come up to $7.75 before getting rejected, which from the price now, that's about a 17% gain, which is not too bad. Once it gets rejected, I expect a cool off before a move higher, both in the same week coming next week, and that move higher can be anywhere from 20% to 1,000 to 10,000. Again, if we break the algorithms, who's to say where it can go? Also, the market has not been down this bad since AMC started a cycle, so this one should be interesting to say the least. But that is what I got for you guys for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed the price prediction. Let me know your price prediction for Monday down below. And before you click off the video, since it is the weekend, you do have time to do it. It takes 5 minutes to do so. Moomoo is personally allowing me to let any of you guys get up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, by just signing up and depositing $1. It used to be that you had to deposit $100 to get 10 free stocks, and now it's just deposit $1 and you will get 15 free stocks worth up to $2 grand a stock. Now with the market conditions right now, that's a lot of extra free money that you can sell and put into whatever stock it is that you want to put into. Not financial advice. Love you all. Lottery Stocks out.